I'm now joined by Gabs and Axel, all the way from Vienna. How's it going, guys? Thanks for joining.
Yes, thank you
Hi.
so much. It's going great. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you for joining. All right, first, let me ask you the name of your company, Vrisch. Am I saying it correct? And what does it mean? Where does it come from?
Yeah, it's Frisch. Like in German, Frisch is fresh. And we just made a play of words, of course, that we have the PR at the beginning. That speaks of how old our company is, like old, no, compared to how the technology is nowadays. Because we're like, we just put VR at the beginning, like we're going to be the only ones.
How old is the company?
We started in 2015, November 2015. I remember as if it was yesterday.
Yeah. No, the thing is that we were working in VR in Barcelona before, but in the context of like marketing and advertising. Back then, the only way that we could have as digital artists and technologists to put the most amount of talents that we had in one single place. No? So in this context, we were introduced to virtual reality. Like very rudimentary virtual reality back then. But we were both like, wow, this is such an opportunity for so many things, like for storytelling, for actually like transmitting an important message, or just like bring people to a present moment. That was the main thing that attracted us from VR. So this is why his Viennese, he said, what do you think about Vienna? I mean, like, would you consider moving to Vienna? And I'm like, why not? New adventure. I mean, I went from Paraguay to the US to Spain and now Vienna, why not? So this is how we founded our own company here that ended up being the first VR agency focused only on immersive experiences.
So you said 2015. I think that's quite early in this immersive technology wave. And you guys started with VR. When did like AR and XR and the rest of the mixed reality technologies come into it?
Well, actually, it came with the founding of XRVienna because we also said, okay, we just have the VR expertise, but who else is out there? What do they know, and how can we combine our knowledge together in order to, like learn from one another and make projects together? So this is the brew, let's say, that XRVienna was born. Like we founded the community, and like at the beginning we were like, I don't know, like 10 people who knew, like we all knew different things about immersive technologies, and we kind of grew together. So then we started incorporating like augmented reality, mixed reality, and also with sharing the knowledge with not only the professionals in our industry, but also with XR curious, because there was so much like misinformation of what would be expected, what there was a lot of fear. And of course we fear what we do not understand. So how can we bring this knowledge to everybody directly from the creators?
Because you talk about the fears and the way you had to educate people, let me throw some of the most common uh, fear criticisms, and then I want to see how you respond. So, what do you say to people who might say, "I like the world the way it is. Why do I need to go into this immersive world? I like things the way they are." What's
Yeah,
because that's
I
a
mean,
common response.
absolutely.
So, what do you say to that?
I mean, what I say to that is that immersive technologies are not a replacement, but they're an enhancement. So they're not meant to occupy like our whole reality, right? I mean, we need both. I mean, if we want to create a virtual world, what reference are we going to have if we don't have the reference of our own human experiences, our flesh and blood experiences, the way we communicate with one another, the way we experience things? So it's not like we're all going to live in the metaverse now because this is going to be a reality, but it's more like how can we understand our world through having this virtual world as an enhancement?
I mean, understand and also how can we improve processes? How can we help people? Improve their real world through the use of XR technology. And I mean, maybe we can talk about some examples, right? So
Yes, please.
because it's so one example that's very much connected to this, let's say, nature topic and what is natural for people, right? So one project that we did was for a natural preserve here in Austria. It's actually the last remaining primeval forest in Central Europe. And they asked us to do a project to help people dive into this world, because the thing about this area is it's completely locked off. It's like more protected than a national park, and humans are not supposed to enter, to not disturb this the biome. And and what we created is a series of installations that allows people to explore different aspects of wilderness with a digital medium, but to allow them to do things that they are not able to do in the physical world. This is just one example, right?
I love that example. I love that.
And it's in the end, it's not about replacing nature. Quite the opposite, right? It's for helping people to reconnect with nature, right? To get curious about exploring it
and learn about the value of wilderness from a place that they will never set foot in their lives. No, but yet again, we have to protect it. So how do you connect with this piece of nature? Like technology is actually creating this link, and also you are there. I mean, you're feeling the heat. Like we're working on a multisensory cocoon, so you feel the wind, you feel the heat. No, you smell the forest. So it's of course it's never going to be the forest, but it's also going to open a path for understanding, for curiosity, and also for respect. We got this opportunity to make a big marketing project that was 6 interactive installations for Europe's biggest lighthouse that is here in Tirol. And they had 2 very concrete challenges that they wanted to overcome. First of all, they were going shopping with their children, and they needed to concentrate to know what they're going to shop and what they're going to leave and maybe have a coffee. So, sorry. So, how do you entertain your child meaningfully without just numbing the child with an iPad or just telling the child to shut up? You know, like how can you make something productive out of this experience? So we thought, okay, we are in a lighting house, the biggest lighting house. And what is the small children's biggest fear? Is darkness, right? So we thought, how about we make an interactive installation that is actually helping children overcome their fear of darkness in a playful way? So this is how we ended up, and of course getting them tired at the same time because they had to run around. So win-win again.
Genius.
So what we used in this project is we actually used AI, like to be able to not recognize them individually, but also to recognize that they are someone there. And we transformed them into lamps. Like they could see themselves in a giant LED wall as lamps, and they had to fight zombies, like cute zombies, because we didn't want to scare the kids. They had to fight them with light. So they became the light. So it was like exposure therapy in a way, like an innocent exposure therapy, that they felt like they could play with darkness and they could defeat darkness with light using the shape of the lamp that the client had in the shop. So actually a lamp was a symbol of empowerment for this kid instead of just a lamp that you have around just for decoration. So this is one example that I love, and
they can play together with other kids or with their family
together, of course,
up to 6 players. So that's one thing. And I also it's nice that you picked this project because it's, for me, from the technical side, it's quite interesting in our context because technically it's neither AR nor VR or anything. It's more like an interactive installation. However, the technology behind it and our approach to it is very much like we would approach a VR project as if you were wearing headsets. So it's really all about immersion. It's about interactivity, and it's about teaching something to people and make it entertaining. Right?
And using the knowledge in immersive technologies plus adding AI now.
Yeah.
So it's a next step, let's say, in the solutions that we're building. And this is also from a technological perspective, it's very interesting for us to see that these lines are more and more blurred.
This is not a game that we are playing here. There is a crime to be solved.
But I also want to talk about Sherlock. The way that it evolved over time. So this whole thing was born during COVID, and we got to know a theater company from the UK, Les Enfants Terribles, and
I can't say that. Like my Spanish-speaking mouth cannot pronounce it.
I probably butchered the name myself now, but so. They're an amazing immersive theater company from London. They do stuff like the Alice in Wonderland and House with the Chicken Wings and
chicken legs.
Chicken legs, sorry.
Chicken wings. He's hungry.
And they also did an immersive theater show in the Madame Tussauds in London in the Sherlock Holmes section. And then they did that for a while, and then COVID hit, and they couldn't do that anymore in person, right? So they made a version that was in Zoom that we tried out. This is how we got to know them. We really liked the actors and the way that they prepared the show, and we started talking, and we said, hey, it would be fantastic to translate this whole theater piece into VR and make an immersive theater that you can do together with other people. It's like a shared experience that you can do. And and we got some funding. We scraped together the money that we had, and we just went for it and built it. And it's now out on AppLab. We're working on getting it to the official Meta store. And what I really like about the game is on one side, so from theater enthusiasts and people that are interested in this immersive kind of theater, we got a lot of nice feedback. We also are very happy to bring a new audience to the VR world and to create that kind of interest as well for people that said that, as you mentioned before, that often say, no, I want the physical thing, the real thing, right? And something that we're doing right now is, because we got a lot of feedback from teachers as well that said, hey, this is so awesome. You have like these fantastic actors, they speak perfect Oxford English, right? And but that would be so great to have it for school classes as well, to use it in the English lessons. And actually, right now we have 2 teachers here from Czechia that are evaluating the game, seeing how you can distribute it in different lessons, and then the goal is really to create a kit to offer it to schools, and then that kids can learn with this experience, learn English as well. And for me, the moral of this is like often you start a project with a certain idea, what it's going to do and what it's going to help you with, but then on the way you find new opportunities, and it's so nice for me to see how it grows, right? And how you find new value there and new value there, and
being open to change as well. Like we can have, especially when it comes to immersive technologies, right? I mean, we're building the road as we walk it. So how can we predict what is going to happen in a few years from now? If it's not impossible, it's very difficult. So this is why we need to be open for change and to talk to people, to see where the opportunity lies. And it's fun. I mean, it's a wild ride. It's a wild ride.